Have you ever wondered why some old people are surrounded by laughing grandkids while others sit alone in a silent room? Most people think that being a good provider is the secret to a happy old age. They think that if they work 60 hours a week and put food on the table, their kids will be there to hold their hand at the end. I'm 92 years old, and I'm telling you right now, that is a lie. It is a trap that I fell into for 40 long years. I thought money was a shield that would protect me from loneliness. I was wrong. Right now, I'm sitting in a nursing home. It's a nice place, but it's not home. My children are successful, busy, and mostly absent. They treat me like a bill that needs to be paid rather than a father. It took me nearly a century to realize that I am the one who taught them to treat me this way. I built a wall out of money and called it a life. If you feel like you are constantly running just to keep up, you need to hear what I have to say. I'm going to show you the mirror I wish I had looked into 50 years ago. Stick with me until the very end of this talk. If you do, I will share the one single question you can ask your child tonight that will guarantee you never end up as a stranger in your own family. I was a fool for a very long time. I spent 40 years of my life being a slow learner. My life was a race with no finish line. I woke up every morning at 5. I came home long after the sun went down. I had a phrase I said so often it became my shadow. I'd look at my wife and say, "I'll be happy when the mortgage is finally paid off." Then the house was ours, but I wasn't happy. So I said, "I'll be happy when the kids graduate from college." They graduated, but I was still running. I was chasing a ghost that didn't exist. I remember one specific night in 1984. It was the night I officially chose a paycheck over a person. My daughter Lucy was 10 years old. She had been practicing a song for her school play for months. I promised her I would be there, but a big deal came up. It was a once-in-a-lifetime chance to make a lot of money. I chose the meeting. I sat in a fancy office 3 states away and signed a contract. I felt like a giant. I felt like a king. I called home that night from a hotel room. I was smiling. I told Lucy, "I did it. I made the money. Now we can go on that big trip to Disney World." There was a long silence on the line. She didn't sound excited. She just said, "That's okay, Dad. Mom recorded me. You can watch it later." That was the moment the wall was built. I thought I was buying her a dream. Really, I was just teaching her that I wasn't necessary. I was providing the stuff of life, but I was missing the life itself. I was winning at work, but I was failing at home. And the worst part? I didn't even know I was losing. The truth is hard to swallow. Your children do not owe you their time just because you paid their bills. This was my biggest mistake. I thought love was a debt that they would have to pay back later. I thought that if I put enough money into them, they would owe me their attention when I got old. But that isn't how the heart works. You cannot buy a place in someone's life. You have to earn it by being there. If you spend your whole life doing things for people, but never being with them, you are actually training them to live without you. You are teaching them that you are just a tool. Tools are useful for a while, but when they get old or broken, you put them in a box and hide them in a garage. That is what a nursing home is for many of us. It is the box where the tools go. I see it clearly now. I was always too busy to just sit and talk. I was too tired to play a game on the floor. I told my kids that they were a distraction from my real work. Eventually, they believed me. They stopped distracting me. They grew up and built their own lives, and they left a space where I used to be. By the time I was ready to stop working and start living, they had already learned how to be happy without me. I wasn't an essential part of their world. I was just the man who paid for it. Don't make that trade. You can always make more money, but you can never buy back a Tuesday afternoon with your child. I see 3 kinds of people in this place every day. I call them the 3 types of ghosts. First, there is the bitter grinder. This was me for a long time. This is the man who sits in the corner and complains. He talks about how important his job used to be. He brags about his old title to nurses who are just trying to check his blood pressure. He is angry because he gave his best years to his family and he feels cheated. But he's wrong. He didn't give his best years to his family. He gave them to a company that forgot his name the day he retired. Then there is the wait-and-see complainer. This is the woman who spent her whole life saying she would be happy later. She waited for the perfect house, the perfect bank account, or the perfect time to travel. Now she is out of time. She sits by the window waiting for a phone call that never rings. She is sad because she spent her life preparing to live, but she never actually lived. She lived in the future, and now she has no present. Finally, there is the peaceful sage. This is my friend Arthur. He is 88 and doesn't have much money, but his room is always full of people. His grandkids come over just to tell him about their day. They don't come because they have to. They come because Arthur makes them feel like they are the most important people in the world. Arthur never chased the ghost of more. He stayed home. He listened. He was there. Arthur isn't a tool that was put in a box. He is a light that everyone wants to be near. He didn't build a wall. He built a bridge. Stop running. It is time to let go of the idea that you need to do more to be worth something. You need to understand a very simple secret. You are already enough. You do not need a bigger title. You do not need a faster car. You do not need to prove your value to the world by being exhausted all the time. Your family doesn't need a hero who brings home a giant trophy. They just need you. My question for you in the comments is this. If your children grew up to treat their time exactly the way you treat yours, would you ever see them? Be honest. I'll be here waiting to hear from you.